CBS, and we're going to show you what's going on. Then we're going to spend an extensive amount of time on our streaming channel, so please join us over there. We are still dealing with some very active weather in our area. Here is the latest when it comes to the watches and warnings. Shade of yellow, which now is out of Philadelphia and points west, but it does include Salem County, Gloucester, up to Burlington, down through Cape May, Newcastle County. That is a tornado watch that remains in effect. In addition to that, we do have a severe thunderstorm warning up for Burlington and Ocean County. Tornado watch remains in effect until 9 o'clock. The severe thunderstorm warning is until 7:15, and this storm is producing frequent lightning. It is producing some very heavy rainfall. As you can see, all these lightning emblems and some gusty winds. No active tornado warnings. Please join us on our stream. We're going to be covering this extensive, and we'll have another update here coming up at 7:30. All right, guys, so let's continue this coverage here on our stream. Bring in meteorologist Andrew Kozak. And look at all the lightning strikes on this one here. These are all cloud to ground over the last 15 minutes.
Part of this complex of thunderstorms, Bill, are severe at this point. We're going to go over that for you. Want to stand down from tornado warnings. We do not currently have any tornado warnings, but we did have a very busy afternoon here across the southern edge of the Jersey Shore. Places like Cape May, huge tourist season down there. Thousands, if not way more than that, people down there, along with Wildwood, the boardwalk, even up toward places like Avalon and over toward the Stone Harbor area. We're underneath the gun for the potential for a tornado. And not only that, but if you're just joining us, we had a confirmed waterspout, which is a tornado over water.
An impressive looking one at that with photo. In fact, the National Weather Service says there is video. Oh, this is brand new coming down. Somebody asked, are they going to be classifying that as a waterspout or a tornado? Meaning, did it go over land there? And National Weather Service just said we will be classifying it. What are we looking at here? Oh, the waterspout. Sorry, I'm looking at something different. Yeah, there's the waterspout, Andrew. They said they're going to be classifying it as both. It was a waterspout that came on shore and then will be classified as a tornado. The other pictures from earlier that we're looking at right there were over Delaware Bay. So they are saying that it went over land. They're going to classify it as a tornado.
I mean, listen, they know what they're doing.
Yeah, sure.
They made the right call, because what we did is we actually tracked this thing, radar indicated, over the water. We saw it on the velocity, which is wind up against each other. Basically, we could see where the pinpoint of area of rotation was. We tracked it from the water onto the land. Just let's say like just a little further inland from Cape May Point.
Sure.
So classifying it as both was absolutely the right call, and just goes to show that, yes, we don't live in the Midwest, we don't live in the plains, but the weather has been very, very ripe for this type of thing the last couple of weeks. Today, that culminated with a confirmed, not just waterspout, as you see there, but it went on land in New Jersey. So New Jersey did have a tornado right across here, southern Cape May County. We are out of the severe weather, at least right now, for that. But Bill, it's still going to be a busy evening, and we're going to start to turn some of this into the flash flooding as well.
Yeah, and that flash flood, let's talk about that for just a moment, because we do have many parts of this story today when it comes to the impacts and the storm risks. So right now, we do have very heavy rain, primarily into South Jersey and northern Delaware. Still raining in Philadelphia. In fact, if you see behind us, what'd you say, Don? Oh, we're going to see the Ocean City Boardwalk. So now you're looking, Justin, on the jib there. You see out the window in the Hyundai Next Weather Sphere, that is Philadelphia. You got water on the lens, rain's coming down. To the right, you're looking at Ocean City, the boardwalk there. Looking up to the north, and that's basically where you have these really bright shades. But look at Philadelphia. Yes, it is raining, but we are, for the most part, out of that severe weather threat for now. Would you agree with that in Philadelphia, Andrew?
Yeah, because the other thing is, and we talked about this at the end of the tornado warning about 6:45-ish before we got off the air. This has all helped to kind of stabilize the atmosphere a little bit from here on out. So you've got this line kind of slicing through here of where the storms are. Once you start getting past that, everything to the west is behind it, and everything's kind of stabilized a little bit. Now, that's a good thing, because obviously we're not going to get as many frequent, if any, thunderstorms that are severe. But the one thing that we cannot let our guard down on is that we're still going to see rain, and because of the saturation of the ground, flash flooding is still going to be an issue.
That's what I was just going to say. You mentioned that, so let me show you where we stand right now. So the flash flood warning that was in effect for Philly, That has lifted.
Yes.
Okay, so we had it for a while, but you have it down there in Newcastle County.
Yeah.
And we've seen some incredible reports there.
Yeah.
In terms of both damage from storms and the flooding potential.
Water rescues, actually.
Right.
Market Street there in, was that Newcastle?
Newcastle County,
that we had a water rescue. Market Street in Newcastle, not Market Street in Philadelphia, just want to make that clear. If you guys want to walk with me over real quick. Oh, you know what? Actually, let's talk about those storm reports.
You want to do that?
Yeah,
sure.
let's real quick, the storm reports. There's the flood storm reports that we've had. We've also had numerous, you can see it's this tree down there. So it shows you that we've got tree and power lines down. Vehicles were stuck in flooding there. That was around 5:35, Newcastle County. That was, I believe that was the one that was on Market Street.
Yeah, the one right to the north.
DuPont Highway too.
Yep,
yeah.
that was DuPont Highway. Here's vehicles stranded on the road.
Castle Avenue there.
Yeah, it's pretty incredible, some of these reports that we've seen. And then you look over here where you see that little tree-looking emblem there. That just indicates some kind of damage report. We've seen wires down all over the place. This one here, what's this? Poles and wires down. Capitol Trail and Pauly Drummond Hill Road.
We'll get you some numbers on the number of customers out as well. That's something that's easily something that we can quickly pull up. But let's walk over here because I want to give everybody an idea of what's happening, not just with the storms that are leaving, but also what we may have to our west, because we're not completely out of the woods yet. But I do want to say this. It is nice to see Cape May County and all of these areas, including the Wildwoods, completely clear, not just of severe weather, but of rain. But again, as we showed you the Ocean City camera just a couple minutes ago, you obviously need to be inside. This is not a good night to stay out. Now, once we get past around midnight, we might be looking at this clearing out. But until then, we've got some rain to deal with. Let's head a little bit further north and west. See all this yellow here from Salem to Gloucester to Philadelphia, Camden counties. This is moderate rain, but it's falling across areas that have already received, in some cases, 1 to 2 inches plus of rain. So we're not completely out of the woods with flash flooding, and there's no doubt streets and small areas that are ponding up with roadways ponding up with water. So you want to be careful there. Flood warning, flash flood warning does continue again for Newcastle County, that until 8:45 p.m. All right, let's pull out just a little bit more, and you can see the big picture here. We still have some rain. We still have one severe thunderstorm warning for Burlington County, and that's also going to be for Ocean County. That moves a little bit further out of our area, but if you're in Burlington County bordering Ocean County, expect to see some very frequent lightning. There's a lot of lightning with this, some gusty winds, and maybe some pea to marble size hail. All of this green, by the way, means that all of this is moving on this direction from a west to east. There's no rotation left over. One more just shot I want to show you guys is that the radar shows that we have plenty of rain to our west, so we're likely going to continue to stay wet for a while. And tomorrow, it does look like, especially after we get through the day, that the chance of severe weather will stay to our south. But Bill, we're still going to watch for some lingering showers, maybe a couple of lingering thunderstorms tomorrow morning that should be non-severe. The severe risk should be going away by the time we get into the early part of tomorrow morning.
Yeah, and a couple things I want to show you. First of all, there is a new tornado warning, but it's in Ocean County right now. So it's a different part of that storm. And what I was going to show you, I'm going to get to that in a moment. Yeah. They've actually put on the waterspout and the tornado that was confirmed here in these two areas. Let's go get a look at that though right now, so we can. It's that storm that we were talking about near LBI. So I'm going to put the radar back on here, and let's go up here to Ocean County and show you specifically. It's this storm where we had, when we started with all this lightning, we're going to put the warnings on, and this is our severe map, and the red that will pop on here, there you go. It's right, I mean, North LBI, up near Barnegat Light, probably Loveladies in there, and then you cross on over as you're going to go up near not quite to Seaside Heights, but in this area right here, fortunately not a real heavily populated area. You have the lighthouse up there.
But I will say, we've spent some summers up here. This time of year though, there's a lot. That lighthouse is a tourist attraction.
Yeah, absolutely, and you got all these the boats and the inlets and the house. Yeah, I've actually been up there myself too.
Yeah, it's a beautiful area, but there are a lot of people that come up here this time of year. Again, go to your shelters there. The house that we actually stayed in had a basement. I don't know if all of them do.
Yes. So and it was up there in northern LBI?
Yeah. It was like half a basement. But again, interior part of where you need to be, that's where you need to be right now. This is the north end of LBI to the lighthouse. It is moving north and out, but again, this is something we take very seriously here. This is kind of the fringe of our viewing area. But if you know people in this area, make sure, especially the north part of LBI, that they get into the interior inside portion of your house.
So I'm thinking it might be closer to the southern part of Seaside Heights is right there.
Yeah, moving
that
into
island
the
there.
northern shore. The shore points a lot of people from New York use.
Yeah.
Because this is kind of north of that. This is where the center, anyway, radar indicated is up on this end.
And this look that we're seeing here, that Central Avenue, is very similar to what we saw down around Cape May, where it's not a super tight couplet as it were, but you do have this rotation right in here, and not a lot on the southern part of this island, fortunately, but there are people that are out and about. There's Barnegat Light. Most likely the rotation that the National Weather Service is tracking is north here into that part of the region. Let's put this into motion. I want to see what this looks like over the last half an hour or so. So you see it moving there. A little bit of a notch. There's Ware Town. Let me show you across Barnegat Bay. See that right there? This is stuff we look for. You see how it has this little notch right here, and then you get this really bright shade. That's where there's some concentration of rotation. I have no doubt the storm's rotating there, but the potential for it to be on the ground, that's going to continue to move to the. And the good thing, this is moving west, not north. It says a waterspout over Barnegat Bay may make landfall over Island Beach State Park. So that's what we're looking at there if we really zoom on down. So we'll see. It was a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado 13 miles south of Toms River. Damage, it's going to be mainly over rural areas of east central Ocean County. So like we were saying, the good news is this isn't,
that area is not populated.
Right. If it's right over the main line there into LBI right there near Surf City or whatever, that's a little bit of a different story. But it looks like that strong part of the storm is going to be moving offshore and likely staying south of Seaside Heights, because that's another huge area, obviously, where people go during this time of year. There it is. If we look at the radar and see what's up there in Seaside Heights, which technically isn't in our viewing area. This is the New York area, but we all go there, right? We know people that are up there. It's raining. There is lightning going on nearby, but that storm that's south is heading to the west. The heart of it is south of Seaside Heights here, but up around Barnegat Bay, even though that rotation part of the storm is north of you guys, you have a very active part of this storm that's working on into that part of the area. So we're keeping our eyes on it. There's all kinds of stuff going on tonight. We're here on the stream, so we can, we're not interrupting programming on this, so we can just kind of stay on and give you guys some information for sure. Let me see. Landfalling waterspout. Let me see, here's a video of flash flooding. I'm seeing if there was a piece of video here. I don't see anything that's on there. Okay, let's go back out to the overall big picture. We're not done. Things are improving, as Andrew was talking about, with the things stabilizing a little bit, the atmosphere becoming a little bit more settled in terms of, the severe weather components there. But there's still quite a bit of energy as you go down 95 toward Baltimore and D.C., back toward Hagerstown areas farther west. There's certainly a lot of energy. Really not raining much up around the Poconos. There is a lone cell there. We're fairly quiet at the moment for Berks, Lehigh, Northampton County. Bucks, not bad. Got some rain for Central and Lower Bucks County. Philly, I-95, same thing. We're looking, we're going outside. In fact, Justin, let's look live outside. Let me just do this. Let me lower this for just a moment, and let's take a look out the window here. So we did have some heavy rainfall around the Philly area, and you see some water droplets still remaining on the lens there. We're going to keep an eye on this. I feel comfortable saying that tornado warning threat is north of LBI, and more just in the southern part of the Ocean County area and rural Ocean County. But we'll watch it, we'll monitor it, and we'll come back in about 15 minutes or so with another update for you. We'll be right back.
From the heart of Philly, this is CBS News Philadelphia at 5. An hours-long standoff ends with this. Police used a battering ram to tear apart an RV in the parking lot of a South Jersey Walmart. And we just got an update on the person they were after.
Windows are left shattered and door handles damaged after Wilmington police say there was a rash of car break-ins in the middle of the night. I'm Ryan Hughes with the latest on the investigation.
But first, this evening, here we go again. Another round of rough weather, taking aim at the tri-state region, bringing with it the threat of heavy rain and whipping winds. As we join you, the entire area is under a tornado watch.
And just within the past hour, parts of the area came under a severe thunderstorm warning. We continue with the next weather alert at 5 o'clock, everyone. And good evening to you. I'm Natasha Brown.
And I'm Yuki Washington. Today started out muggy, then the sun came out, fueling an already volatile atmosphere. Now the skies are getting dark in many areas as the storms move in.
And rough weather all